Welcome to EPL News and our weekend review. I'm here with
Mark
and Tom.
Alright, so the first game we're going to go into is West Brom versus Arsenal. The game ended 1-0. The goal scorer was Danny Welbeck. So, Mark, what is your opinion of Danny Welbeck and his performances for Arsenal recently?
Well, I thought he started off very well at the club, and then the last, I think it's 6 or 7 games, he's been pretty quiet, and he's been subbed quite a bit for it.
Yeah.
He hasn't started, but I thought it was a great poacher's goal, really. He was in the right place, right time, just slotted it in. However, I do believe that it should have been saved, or there should have been a better reaction on it. He got firm hand to it, but for me, why does the keeper jump? Just put his hands up, push it away. You didn't need to jump.
But yeah, so Danny Welbeck's was pushed out wide during the game, and Olivier Giroud played through the middle. And probably Olivier Giroud is going to be the only person who's going to displace Welbeck from the side, but whether or not Welbeck is going to play up front more for Arsenal now, or whether he's going to play on the wing, because he played there a lot for Man United and got a lot of stick for not scoring goals out wide, but he obviously scored a goal playing out wide, so that's the position he plays for England normally, or he plays up front as a number 9. So Tom, what's your opinion for his performances for club?
I feel like he can make more impact on a game if he is playing out wide, because I think that's where he's played mostly. I don't really see him as the guy you want to be scoring goals. He's got quite a bit of skill.
Agreed.
And he can.
He's very, very fast.
Yeah,
he's a hard worker.
He is.
He's the one who chases the ball down, puts a bit of pressure on.
On the wing, he unlocks a lot of his skill, but he can't score as many goals. So whether or not people just need to accept that and move on. But anyway, so do you think Wenger should be in or out, Mark? Yes or no?
I think it's time to part ways, really.
Tom?
I have to agree. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. But
I wouldn't get rid of him before the end of the season, but
No.
you can't use the excuse now that he's got bad players. He has got very good players now, and it just doesn't click to a very good team.
I think he's just gone a bit stale.
Yeah.
He's been at the club for a while.
Yeah, they haven't.
Sometimes it is Tottenham. I think he should resign himself. He shouldn't get sacked.
Yeah, I agree.
To be sacked.
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons for them haven't been too great.
All right. So Villa versus Burnley. The game ended 1-1. Villa are in a bit of trouble right now with the fact they haven't scored. They don't score very many goals. Cole, who scored the goal, is the only player. I feel this is not the time. Is the only player who is only their 3rd goal scorer of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
They're really struggling to find goals.
I think they've got a lot of problems, really. I think Burnley are showing heart in the way that they're putting up a fight now. What is it, 2 wins in a draw in 3 games?
This just ended a 3-game win streak.
Bringing Ings back has been great for him. Like, I know he's been injured.
He scored a lot of goals. He scored about
difference.
3 or 4 goals now in a couple of games.
Yeah, he has been doing very well for Burnley, I feel. What was it? I think it is 3 goals in
3 goals in his last 3 games. We scored today. Oh, not today, 2 days ago. But anyway, so Liverpool beat Stoke City 1-0. Glenn Johnson scored an injury. I think it wasn't the injury time. It was late on. Anyway, so Mark, what's your opinion on Liverpool's recent performances? On this performance in particular?
They're gradually improving. The first half against Stoke was dire. They could have scored. But Bojan, for me, is a world-class talent. I can't believe he's at Stoke.
He was unbelievable. That volley, like towards the end, he cut it so well.
But I don't agree with that. It was Mignolet's good game again. I don't think he's had a good game. I think he got lucky in a lot. Like, he went to go and get a header in his 6-yard box, and he misses it. He needs to get it. That needs to be cleared for me. I watched Hart against Southampton. If it was in the 6-yard box, the defenders had confidence that it was the keeper's ball. They don't really with Mignolet, so I think he had another poor game. But he's a great shot stopper, so it's what you want, really.
I think Liverpool are struggling to find goal scorers. Like Glenn Johnson scored his first league goal since 2012. It's not coming from a consistent source like it did last season with Suarez. And I think teams
Suarez
do
and
need
Sturridge. We need Sturridge.
Oh yeah, Sturridge as well. Yeah, Sturridge is injured.
I feel like that can be put down a little bit on the manager when he in the transfer window. The players that he bought weren't correct. He bought Lambert and he bought Balotelli as his new strikers, and I just didn't think.
I didn't think he had a choice. I
think Balotelli will. I think Balotelli will
click.
Good.
He'll click, but I don't think he's going to ever be as good as Suarez.
No, he won't ever be as good as Suarez, but he could be a 10, 15 goal season guy. He just needs.
I think Lambert can get 10 as well.
Lambert's really.
Well, he scored. He scored last 2 games he scored.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good header from Glenn Johnson, good commitment.
Big game for Liverpool, though. I think is it Leicester they've got next? No, it's not Leicester. It's.
Alright, okay. Anyways, let's
move
on. Man United beat Hull 3-0. Back on form, 3 wins in a row. What's
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Leicester,
yeah. So yeah, right. Man United beat Hull 3-0. Another injury for Angel Di Maria and possibly Wayne Rooney's injured. Finally playing Louis van Gaal style football. Ander Herrera came off the bench, played really, really well from Di Maria's injuries. Yeah, very good goal.
Van Persie's
goal.
And,
is he back on form, or is it just temporary?
You get strikers. You can like Van Persie. You never say he's a bad striker. You'd always say he's there, but he hasn't got form at the moment. But
yeah, I think
them strikers can still pull out a world.
He is out. I think
like
he's just been out of form. I don't think he's getting too old. I think he can easily still score 20 goals a season if you give him a chance, but obviously he's not going to be given a chance. Yeah. He's not going to be given a chance if he continues to play poorly because they've got Wilson, Falcao and Rooney who can all play striker. So
I thought Chris Smalling was unlucky not to get 2 goals actually.
Yeah, no.
And considering he doesn't get many goals, then all of a sudden he should have got 2.
Yeah, well he's playing a lot better since he got sent off for against Man City.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hull, a bit of trouble for Bruce. He might end up his job is probably getting into the point where he's getting a risk
now, isn't he? To be
well,
sacked.
yeah, he's a point off the relegation zone, or goal difference off the relegation zone. Very, very, very tight. Hull need to be way further off. They need to be mid-table really. Anyway, so QPR versus Leicester. The game ended 3-2. Superb game of football.
Yeah,
battle for the championship.
Very exciting.
Really entertaining.
Charlie Austin scoring goals at the moment.
What's he now in terms of top scorer?
I know he only bought for £4 million from the Championship, and he's scoring banging goals in the against Manchester City, etc. He's playing really, really well. And then there's the other side of Leicester City where they bought a foreign player, Cambiasso, scoring a goal.
Fourth top scorer.
Fourth top goal scorer in the league.
With 7 goals, 1 behind Sanchez.
Yeah, he's playing really, really well. I think QPR. Who do you think is going to step out of QPR and Leicester City?
Neither.
Tom? Neither.
Oh.
No, out of the two of them, who would you say has got the greatest chance?
QPR right now.
They've got great players.
Yeah, and they've got a decent manager as well.
They've got good form at the moment.
They've not got a bad manager.
I actually think belief was their big problem, and they're starting to get it very gradually, which was the problem in their first season. They had great players. Everyone believed they'd do well. They were unlucky.
Yeah, but they're doing it well. I think they got a draw against Man City. That's not bad. Last few games haven't been too bad, and then obviously beating Leicester City. The game could have gone either way, though. I think a draw would have been a fair result, but QPR obviously Schlupp's goal was really, really very, very good technically.
It's also tight at the bottom as well, though. Yeah. You look at QPR; they win their next match, and they are 13th. Yeah. If everyone else goes the same way, it's 14th, but it's very close.
Yeah. So, and then Swansea City drew 1-1 with Crystal Palace. So if I was to say to you that Wilfred Bonney had scored the most goals this year, would you believe me? In 2014?
No.
Well, he has. He scored 18. It's the most in the Premier League, not in the world.
What about Suarez?
No, in the Premier League in 2014.
In 2014.
This year, he's scored the most goals out of all the strikers. Like, he's so under the radar. He's a really good striker, but nobody gives him any credit for it, and you wouldn't believe it. And then,
only got 6 last season.
No, not this season. This year in 2014, the calendar year.
But Aguero's got 12 this season.
Yeah, I know, but he's 18. He scored the most.
That's pretty impressive.
He has. That is. It's not. I've not just made that up. And Jedinak scored 5 goals in 8 games now, scoring a penalty for Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace are playing with a lot more spirit than they have been. Where before the start of the season, they're playing under a bit more spirit with Warnock. I think he adds something different to Crystal Palace, and Swansea City getting a valuable point. Anyway, so we'll move on to West Ham versus Newcastle. The game ended 1-0 to West Ham. Another Championship signing, Cresswell, scored a goal. So Newcastle now finally ended their 5 game winning streak. So how do you think Newcastle are going to cope now? They've finally lost a game. Is it all going to turn again in the next 3 weeks? Alan Pardew going to get sacked again, or?
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think it will be.
I don't think we can judge.
No, they contained their form for 5 games, and I thought that was quite impressive to come back from low down in the table to bring it all the way up.
So did Sunderland though. Like last season, they got 5 games, and then
it doesn't take much.
Bring it into this season, and they don't.
Yeah, it really doesn't take much.
They beat Chelsea at Chelsea. They drew with Man City through an unfortunate late goal. They should have won really. And you look at it now, and you just think they really.
And like West Ham as well, they have got a chance of coming back now as well. They had a good run.
good form on at the moment. I think.
Yeah, I think
they had a
aren't they
dry
only?
spell.
They're 1 point off fourth place, I think. Still.
Yeah, they're in fifth right now. 1 point off Manchester United,
Which is pretty remarkable to see how close it is. If you lose one game, you can end up in eighth. Really, if you're in the top four, you could end up in eighth. Obviously, Chelsea then drawing 0-0 with Sunderland. I thought it was a good 0-0 game. It was both at the crossbar.
Sunderland exceptional.
Chelsea in now a 13-game unbeaten run now, but they're drawing games, but they're not losing them, which is. I think Chelsea could have lost the game. Sunderland could have lost the game, but Sunderland were very, very good, pressured them. And then
on that match, I watched the whole match, and I didn't see at any point I thought Chelsea have got a brilliant chance right now to score.
Yeah.
It never felt like that. Sunderland had the better chances. Yeah,
Sunderland really could have got a win here, but 0-0. Diego Costa now suspended for one game. He's a bit of a hothead. You can definitely tell.
Should have been red. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a message today saying that he's going to get suspended.
Well, he's suspended for one game for his yellow card,
but the yellow card was for the punch. But the referee didn't see the kick.
Yeah,
which he
does kick out a lot.
He does kick out a lot.
He's definitely out-hired, but he's obviously a proven goal scorer, and I don't know. I think teams can rile him up very, very easily. Anyway, so we'll move on to Sunday, where Southampton lost 3-0 to Manchester City. So, Tom, what was your analysis of the performance?
Well, frankly, I didn't watch the match, so Mark's probably better for this. But I was following the commentary, and it just
messages off me.
Messages of Mark. It just didn't seem like we were playing the football we really wanted to play.
Yeah, I think the problem was Man City were just the better team at the end of the day.
Me and Chiu are coming from
fuck off. There's a video going on here, so please piss right off. Right, okay. Right, Southampton lost 3-0. Yaya Toure is back, I think. Last 2 games, 2 surging runs. Very, very good play from Yaya Toure. And Aguero, 2 assists, showing he's more than just a goal scorer. So we move on to Tottenham versus Hull. The game ended 2-1. Tottenham, I thought, played a lot like Southampton last season, pressuring high up the pitch. I mean, Soldado's goal.
Great goal.
Was all closing down. It was a beautiful tackle, and Harry Kane went full on.
All came through Harry Kane.
Yeah,
Harry Kane. Goals were Harry Kane.
He's a brilliant player.
He had about 3 or 4 strikes.
He's added energy to Tottenham, which they've really been lacking.
They managed to pick up a few yellow cards in the last few minutes, though. 4 from the 87th minute to the 90th minute. That was.
Yeah. All right, Tom. Thanks for that beautiful stat there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.